Hey y'all! Welcome to my channel vstreetlove. I'm Vanessa, my pronouns are she, her, and on this channel I like to make silly Sims videos. But today, we get serious. Cause I heard y'all wanted a part 2 to my ranking Sims 4 packs based on their afro-textured hair representation. You can go ahead and check out the first part on my channel right now. And in this video, we're gonna get into it with the game packs and the stuff packs. So if you're watching this in real time, it is still Black History Month and I wanna keep it blackety black. So lock in, because I'm a little nervous about what we're gonna find today. Now, while some of you are familiar with the ranking, others of you might be new here. So let me break it down for you. This is my own personal ranking. If the Sims pack does an excellent job of afro-textured hair representation, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a nice solid rank of 40 acres and a mule. This may be a deep cut to American history, but just think of 40 acres and a mule as reparations or upholding the promises made to the Black community in America. This is the top tier of the ranking, and I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I don't know if we will be hitting this today. The next level in the ranking is if they do a pretty good job of representing afro-textured hairstyles, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a solid ranking of civil rights. If the pack does like a bare minimum decent job of representing afro-textured hairstyles, I'm gonna give it a rank of freedom. Now, if the pack isn't doing that great when it comes to afro-textured hairstyle representation, but there's at least something, I'm gonna give it a rank of all lives matter. And last, and certainly least, if there's just no representation, I can't help but feel like maybe the pack is racist. So let's get into it. Now today will be interesting because we are looking at game packs and stuff packs. My personal take is when new expansion packs come out, I want something new for every age category across all different types of Sims. This is an expansion pack. This is the top tier that we're paying for when it comes to new content in The Sims 4. But today we are not talking about expansion packs. Today we are talking about game packs and stuff packs. And by the nature of those pack types, we're getting more specific. We're getting detailed, more narrowed in. It's not necessarily expanding every aspect of the game as much as it is maybe expanding a very specific part of gameplay. So I will keep that in mind with today's rankings. I might have to be just a hair more lenient because we're getting more specific in what we should be expecting from these packs. That being said, I am still curious to see what is the afro-textured hair representation in the game packs, in the stuff packs for The Sims 4. Now I've got my sim loaded up here, so let me go ahead and narrow down by afro-textured hairs. You can narrow down by afro-textured hairs when you're in the hair category in CAS. You click on this flyout menu to open the filters panel. You go down to texture, and then you can check afro-textured. And then once you confirm that, these are all the hairs that we have in the game that are tagged as afro-textured. Now, in the comments of my other video, people were suggesting that maybe what I could do is uncheck afro-texture just to make sure I didn't miss any hairs. Because even though we have this tag, sometimes not all the hairs are tagged correctly. But my personal view is because I use the afro-textured hair tag a lot, if it's not there, it doesn't exist. If we can't have things properly tagged, I'm going to miss it as a player. So this isn't on me. This ain't on me that things aren't tagged, okay? So if I remember, I might uncheck it. I don't know, but yeah, if things aren't tagged correctly, that will be held against the pack, and I don't feel bad for it. So now that that is out of the way, let's start with Outdoor Retreat. Okay, so we're starting off strong, people. Okay, yeah, so there's nothing tagged as feminine. Let me just get rid of that feminine tag. And yeah, so for adults, there are no afro-textured hair. I'm pretty sure Outdoor Retreat was the first pack that you could buy for The Sims 4 at all. So this was their first opportunity to give us a little bit more, and they failed. Now, going down to children, I'm just gonna double check. I doubt it, obviously. Yeah, yeah, okay. And then, yeah, going down to toddlers, yeah, nothing. Now, I'm just joking because toddlers did not exist when Outdoor Retreat came out. And in fact, I don't even have an infant in this household right now because most of the packs that we're going to be reviewing today, infants weren't even around. But when we get to that point, I'll make sure we can check the infants category. But for now, we're not missing anything. We're not missing anything. So I'm sure to no one's surprise, that means Outdoor Retreat is going to be heading straight to racist. I hate to call Outdoor Retreat racist, but when I really think about it, it's like, do I really want to be outside as a Black person? I feel like I stay inside. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, Black people do whatever anybody else does. Okay, let's move on to Spa Day. Okay, so nothing for spa day either. Actually, let me just see. Right. Okay. Well, let me just. How long does it take before we even get any afro-textured hair? Let me just go through. Okay, so that was that. Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, that means I have to put spa day, dine out, and vampires in the racist category. That's not surprising. No one is actually surprised. I'm just disappointed. In the first 4 game packs, there is no new afro-textured hair. Black people didn't exist to The Sims for all of these game packs. But once we get to Parenthood, I'm seeing some promise here. We have 2 new hairs that are tagged as afro-textured. This one is tagged as masculine. It's braids that are braided back, and then maybe there's a few braids underneath there. And then we have this braided hairstyle going into twists with some little flower clips. These are actually really cute. Now, at this point, this is where we do have toddlers. I want to see if they added new hairs. They may have added hairs for toddlers in Parenthood. However, I'm wondering if some of these things that were once behind a paid DLC like Parenthood were eventually brought to the base game. Same thing with the adult hair. The sim on the cover of the Parenthood pack is wearing this hair. So it's another one of those things where I'm like, okay, maybe this came with Parenthood, but eventually they brought it to the base game. And this is tagged as afro-textured. But how do we feel about that? How do we feel about that in 2025? Because it makes Parenthood look like it's possibly in the all lives matter, maybe freedom category. I think that when Parenthood first came out, we were creeping up to civil rights. But in 2025, I'm gonna bring Parenthood down to freedom. And part of the reason why I'm doing that is I don't know if I like when they bring hairs out of DLC into the base game. Not because I have a problem with that specifically, more so because it feels like we could just add a new and different hair rather than using the same hairs from the pool of hairs that have been made for afro-textured hair. It kind of like feels like the only hairs that they think Black people wear are the ones that they've already made. And it's like, nah, you are missing a lot. You don't need to make hairs that people paid for free. Just make us new free hairs if you're gonna make something free. That's my personal thought on it. But okay, so far Parenthood is the one that's ranked the best. My question is, are we gonna have a whole nother stretch where like there's just no new afro-textured hairs? Because that was actually upsetting. Okay, so next is Jungle Adventure. Okay, so Jungle Adventure in 2025 doesn't have any new afro-textured hairs. Again, this could be a situation where maybe they brought something from the pack to the base game. But yeah, looking at this, there aren't any. Okay. So Black people don't like exploring? Black people don't like going out to Selva Dorada, experiencing different cultures. There aren't people who are Black that are in a place like Selva Dorada. That's what you want me to believe, Sims team? I hate to see it. I hate to see it. Honestly, y'all, this is going by a lot quicker than I thought, just considering the fact that there just isn't any. There's no new hairs to look at. A lot of these packs just don't have anything new. But I think that'll change with Strangerville. So let's take a look. Okay, so we have this one new hair. Can I say something? Can I just say something just personally? I don't love this hair, actually. I think this is one of my least favorite afro-textured hairs. You know, looking at it, rotating my sim in like a 360 view, I like the back of the hair, I think, better than I like the front. Something about what's happening up here and the hairline, and then these two like dreadlocks coming off to the side like that. This honestly is one of, I don't like this. I don't like this. Is that anti-Black? Okay, Black folks who wear their hair in dreads, y'all let me know. Is this a good hair? Because I don't wear dreadlocks. Obviously, I wear an afro. So y'all can let me know if like this is decent. Based on what I'm seeing here, it's not my favorite. I don't really like it. What about for kids? Did that same hair come for children? Okay, so we don't like the kids. We don't like the children. Y'all already know how I feel about this. And if there's nothing for kids, I'm assuming there's nothing for toddlers, but I'm just gonna check. Okay. Yeah, Strangerville. I mean, there a hair. So I guess it moves up to All Lives Matter. We are more than halfway through the game packs. And this is just, it's not good. The representation's not good, babes. But I think Realm of Magic might bring us home. Ooh, look at us, look at us, look at us with Realm of Magic. Okay, we have 3 new hairs that come with Realm of Magic. This twist hair to the front is honestly super, super cute. I love this little style. And then we have this like braided hair that, now that I'm looking at this, I don't know. This is kind of, this to me, this one definitely feels afro-textured. You can tell by like the roots how they like try to make it look distinctly like kinky coily hair is being styled. Whereas this one to me doesn't feel like it's truly afro-textured hair. I guess if I wanted to push it, we're talking like 3B. I don't know about this Realm of Magic. Let's check the kids. So those hairs did not come for children because the Sims team hates kids. I'm gonna check toddlers, but I already know I'm gonna be upset. It's like, I shouldn't even check. I shouldn't have checked. Okay, Realm of Magic, I'm actually surprised. I think I was expecting more from Realm of Magic. There are 3 new hairs, 2 of which are basically color variations of each other. That being said, I genuinely do not feel like one of the hairs that was tagged as afro-textured is afro-textured, in my personal opinion. I did not think that one longer hair was afro-textured. But the little twisty hairstyle is afro-textured in my opinion. And with that being said, I will put Realm of Magic in All Lives Matter. We have 4 packs left. Look at this ranking! Now, Journey 2x2, I feel like the Sims community has a love-hate relationship with anyway, so I cannot imagine that their afro-textured hairstyles are properly represented. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Game packs, what are we doing? Okay. Are we shocked? No. Honestly, are we even disappointed? Probably not. Do you guys have this pack? You probably don't. So you weren't missing anything for sure, and you darn sure aren't missing anything now. Just to be cute, I am wondering how many hairs came in this pack that are not tagged as afro-textured. Yeah, we got 5 new feminine hairs. Nothing that was technically tagged as masculine, it looks like, which is interesting. But, yeah. So, again, no one's surprised. It hurts, I think, sometimes seeing the ratio. Like, nothing new afro-textured came. But we got 5 new hairs tagged as feminine. But Dream Home Decorator. Now, I already know because we have these braids with the edges that I already knew. I already knew that we were going to be good here. Now, it's interesting because there is no new hairs that are specifically tagged as masculine in this pack. But we have this braided hairstyle with and without the baby hair edges. So I love that for us. Now, did we get it for kids? Yes. Okay, we got the same hairstyle for kids with and without the baby hairs. A little disappointed that nothing came for masculine Sims. And then, yeah, nothing came for toddlers because the Sims team hates toddlers. Okay, so Dream Home Decorator, honestly, when there's a Black person on the pack cover, we already have a better chance of getting the representation, okay? So I already knew that Dream Home Decorator definitely wasn't racist because we got that new hairstyle. Now, as far as going from All Lives Matter to Freedom, there was more than one hairstyle, but there was no masculine representation. So I feel like I'm torn. I think the braided hairstyle that we got is really good. And the fact that we got baby hairs, maybe the baby hairs is pushing it up to Freedom. I'm struggling. It's so funny because it's like, yeah, this is all made up. This doesn't actually matter. The points don't matter. But I like really struggle because I'm like, no, I want to rate fairly, at least amongst the packs that we've already seen. I am going to keep Dream Home Decorator at Freedom because we did get a hair for kids and for adults. And I think that pushes it up. But now let's get into it with my wedding stories. Talk about another pack that has a love-hate relationship with the Sims community. So with my wedding stories, oh my gosh, we got a new hair that's tagged as feminine and a new hair that's tagged as masculine. So let's take a look. So this is kind of like a modified fro hairstyle with a cute like hairpin accessory. And then you can also see like the texture in the hair of it being like smoothed out. I love that. And then for the masculine hair, we have these braids that are braided on top, and there's some like metal decorative pieces along with like the shaved sides, a little fade on the side. So this is really cute. I don't think I realized that this hairstyle came in My Wedding Stories. Now, what about for the kids? Ooh, okay, same hair for the kids, y'all. Okay, we love it. Okay. Yes, okay, I love this, you know, because they be forgetting about the children. What about for the toddlers? Please, is there anything for the toddlers? Oh my goodness. There's 3 for the toddlers. So we have the same exact one for toddlers and the same one that's masculine tagged for toddlers. And there's a secret third option that is actually not afro-textured. I don't know. This is another one of those instances where, you know, the tagging system, because I clearly have it tagged as afro-textured. I don't know who tagging this stuff. If I get rid of afro-textured, is there like a secret afro-textured option? No, they're just like, yeah, no, this one's afro-textured too, right? No, it's not. But y'all, My Wedding Stories? Okay, so there's more than one hair, so that bumps it out of the racist category. There's hairs for adults and for kids, so that bumps it out of All Lives Matter. And there's hairs for masculine and feminine, so I think My Wedding Stories for a game pack specifically is ranking up there with civil rights. Who would have thought? Not me. I certainly wouldn't have thought. This is a pack that Simmers love to hate. But when it comes to representation, we represent it. Okay, and the last game pack that we gotta look at, because we have so few game packs, Sims team, bring back game packs, is werewolves. So let's take a look at werewolves. Okay, so we did get at least one new style. This one's technically tagged as feminine. Okay, I wonder if this is also tagged as masculine. No, that's weird. Okay, all right. We got one new hair. It's tagged as feminine, although I think there is a sim that comes with this pack that is a masculine sim that wears this hair. So I think that's a little confusing that it wasn't tagged as both. But it's one new hair. It's tagged as feminine. And I would say, based on like looking at the root texture, that this was intended to be a hair that is afro-textured. It looks afro-textured to me. It kind of has a kinky, wavy thing going on, but it's also styled. There's like some beads and stuff. I think this is a cute little hair. Now, did we get anything for children? Oh, okay. That same hair comes for children. Okay, that's dope. I don't know if I realized that. This is so cute. And then for toddlers, I wouldn't be surprised if this didn't come for toddlers. Yeah. This doesn't come for toddlers. Well, I'm pleasantly surprised at werewolves being put at All Lives Matter. The werewolves care about us more than the vampires. So yeah, we team werewolves in this house. All right, y'all. These are the final rankings for the game packs. Are we surprised? I think I am disappointed most about Jungle Adventure, specifically because this is based on a world that's like a South American inspired world, and there are definitely Black people in South America. There are Black people everywhere, but you know what I mean. I would say I'm not necessarily surprised by Outdoor Retreats. This was the first DLC, and as you can see, most of these ones are like one of the first DLCs, first game packs that came out for The Sims 4, so they were not prioritizing diversity in the same way. Now, as we get farther along in the years, as far as like what packs the Sims team comes out with when it comes to game packs, it gets better, but like even with werewolves only coming with one new hair that it's technically tagged as feminine, like that's the most recent game pack we got, and it's all the way down here at All Lives Matter. So, you know, there's work to be done. But we're not done with our work today, because now we're gonna look at the stuff packs. All right, y'all, with stuff packs, I genuinely don't know what I'm gonna do, because this is where we're getting way more specific when it comes to the gameplay. I'm not expecting stuff packs to come with new hairs for example, for like every age group. Because we might be buying a stuff pack just to play with like kids or just to play with toddlers. Or you might be buying a stuff pack just to play with like a certain mechanic, like crystals or whatever. So this one, I think I'm going to be a little bit more lenient with how I look at this. But fair warning, I'm making this up as I go. I have not looked at the hairs in the stuff pack categories, so I might be pleasantly surprised. I might be totally shocked. The rules might change halfway through. I'm just throwing that disclaimer out because it's like, we're gonna see what we get. So the first stuff pack that we're gonna look at is luxury party stuff. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna click through again and see when is the first time we do get afro-textured hair with the stuff packs. Just to check, because even just nothing. Oh, okay. All right. Actually, sooner than I thought. Okay, so luxury party stuff and perfect patio stuff, both of those do not come with new afro-texture hairs for adults. I don't know why I want to hurt my feelings, but let's just go ahead and double check with the kids. As expected, nothing for the children either, and toddlers didn't exist yet. So let's just unceremoniously, let's just go ahead put those there. We don't, no one's surprised. But for cool kitchen stuff, this is the first hair that is tagged as afro-textured, and it's also technically tagged as masculine. First of all, this hair is really cute on this sim. Just separately. But I don't know if I would say that this hair is actually afro-textured. I actually think this is really funny. Let me get rid of this afro-textured tag. Okay, so we get 5 new hairs total. And this is kind of back in the days where the Sims hairs were a little bit, Oh, this is actually a cute little cut too. But yeah, would I say that this is like afro-textured? No-ish, mostly no. This is what the Sims team thought was afro-textured when this pack came out. Let's look about kids. Did we at least get that for children too? Nah. I mean, that hair wasn't really afro-textured in my opinion, but it's technically tagged as afro-textured. And I guess I could see my Black Sims. Can I see my Black Sims? How about this? I'm putting cool kitchen stuff in All Lives Matter. Because it technically has a hair that's tagged as afro-textured. I don't know if I agree that hair is actually afro-textured. That's what I'm not sure about. We have several more packs to get through when it comes to the stuff packs. So I'm going to let that go right now. And depending on how the rest of this shakes out, maybe that will change. Okay, so spooky stuff. Nothing. Movie hangout. Oh, okay, we got something for movie hangout. Let me just go double check for the children if anything came with spooky stuff, because spooky stuff is kind of like with costumes. Kids like the costumes. Nothing. Now, did anything come with spooky stuff? Okay, so spooky stuff there was a new little princess hairstyle. Okay, so looking at the hair that did come for kids with spooky stuff, I'm aggravated because now I'm like, oh, okay, so little black kids don't want to be princesses? There's nothing new for adults that came with spooky stuff. So with spooky stuff, we only got one new hair and it was for children. But nothing new for children who might have afro-textured hair. So considering we got something that was a special consideration for the youth, after I've been telling y'all that the Sims team don't care about the youth, but then they don't care about my youth, yeah, I'm going to put it in receipts. Okay, but let's go back to movie hangout stuff, because I did see that we got some new hairs. Okay, I don't want all the hairs. I just want the afro texture. Okay, so we got this hair in 2 different variants. Basically, one variant that's more like natural and one that has more of like the fashion colors in it. I think this is a good hair. I think that I like this one a little bit better than the one that we saw with Strangerville, honestly. But I don't know. Again, you guys let me know what you feel about that. Now, did the youth get the hair? Big money, big money, big money. No, they did not. Y'all, I'm feeling like I'm flying through these rankings. It's just like between some of them not having anything and then the ones who have something, it's just like, But like, yeah, I mean, they had an afro-textured hair. I'm gonna put movie hangout stuff in front of Cool Kitchen because I still am not sure if Cool Kitchens counts as afro-textured. I can be convinced otherwise. Okay, so now let's go and check the romantic garden stuff. Nothing new for romantic garden for adults. And I'm gonna assume for kids based on the theme. Kids don't really need to necessarily be a part of like the romance. Okay, no. Okay. Now what does it look like if I get rid of afro-textured? How upset am I gonna be? Okay, we got a couple of hairs, but not much. So yeah, I don't know. Well, if we move on from romantic garden stuff, what about kids' room? Does kids' room stuff come with the new afro-textured hair for kids? No, wait, hold on, wait. Any new hairs? 4 new hairs for kids, but no new afro-textured hair for kids? Okay, I feel like I'm laughing to keep from crying. Romantic Garden stuff came with no new hairs, but I think I'm gonna put Romantic Garden stuff ahead of spooky stuff. Specifically because I don't like that there was one new hair for costumes and they didn't do anything for afro-textured. And kids' room stuff is also egregious. They got all the new hair for kids, but nothing tagged for afro-textured? That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Okay, so let's take a look at the backyard stuff. Let me make sure afro-textured's on. And then let's go into backyard stuff. Oh, backyard stuff actually does come with afro-textured hairs. Tagged as feminine, but part of me believes that this hair could be used for masculine and for feminine Sims. So let me just see if it's tagged as masculine as well. It is. Okay, cool. So it's tagged as masculine and for feminine. Yeah, that's why I was like, I feel like it would be both. So we got one hair where the roots are the same color as the rest of the hair, and then another hair where the roots are a different color than the rest of the hair. And I guess that works with some of the fashion colors too. Is that what's happening? Oh, actually, I actually don't understand what the difference is between those in the same way as I thought that I would. Okay, what about for kids? Does that same hair come for kids? Because that would be great. Okay, so then by those rules, I'm just gonna push backyard stuff up to All Lives Matter. Okay, so let's look at vintage glamour stuff. Nothing for vintage glamour. Not for adults. Let me just double check with the children. Now, since it's like a vintage glamour theme, I wouldn't be surprised if nothing came for children. Yes. So let's double check this. If there's nothing for children at all, okay. Okay. All right, well then let's go back over here to the adults. Okay, nothing new for afro-textured. I'm starting to take it a little personal. I shouldn't have done this. Because it's like when there's not a lot of hairs for anybody, or like no new hairs for a category, like no new hairs for children, that's one thing. But when you go out of your way to make something for children, go out of your way to make something for the Sims, and you don't even consider maybe one new afro-textured something, I feel like we know a category. We know the category. I'm like, there's vintage glamour looks that could have inspired something from afro-textured hairs. It's giving erasure. Okay, well, what about bowling night stuff? And I'm gonna assume for the kids as well. There probably wasn't even that many hairs in general. So kids didn't get new hairs for bowling night. So that makes me feel better. And then for adults, was there any new hairs? Okay, there was like 2 new hairs in general. So I don't take this one as personal. Oh, 3 total new hairs. Masculine and feminine tagged, huh? Okay. Okay, well, when it comes to bowling night, I don't feel like it's as bad because there wasn't that many hairs coming with this pack in general. So I'm actually going to move this more to the front of this category, the receased, if you will. Because I'm like, well, you know. What do I know, actually? What am I talking about? We are halfway through the stuff packs, and we haven't even reached freedom. Yeah, I guess this is what I'm talking about. Like, what do I want to see here? I mean, like, any inclusion at all? Do these need to be bumped up from All Lives Matter to freedom? Especially the ones that have hairs that are distinctly afro-textured. Like, Cool Kitchen stuff, I wasn't even sure if that was considered an afro-textured hair. But let me not change the rules halfway through. Maybe there's a pack that is gonna reach my dreams of at least freedom. So let's take a look at fitness stuff. Okay, fitness stuff, there is a new afro-textured hair. So already we're doing pretty good. And it's kind of like that twisted up dread style, like that's pulled back into a ponytail or half up, half down situation. So this one I think looks really good, especially with the texture of the roots. I like this. Now, what about for the children? Nothing new for kids, which is interesting. What about at all? Did any new styles come for kids in this pack? No. Okay. So that makes me feel better, actually. And then I'm assuming this is fitness stuff, so toddlers wouldn't get anything. But at this point, toddlers exist. So I'm going to start checking. But no, toddlers didn't get new hairs for this pack. So that makes sense. Okay, so I also wanted to check to see how many hairs came with this pack. We got 4 new hairs, 2 of which are basically the same with different like coloring on them. So I kind of feel like this is pretty solid. If we get 4 new hairs and we get 1 new afro-textured hair, And the new afro-textured hair is tagged as masculine and feminine. I feel like fitness stuff is making me eat my words a little bit. So I think we're somewhere in the freedom and almost civil rights area. And the reason why I say that is because for what you get in this pack, the fact that you get an afro-textured hair, I also like the hair that we got in that pack. So yeah, I'm not gonna be overzealous. Let me put fitness stuff at freedom. And then maybe at the end, I might have to do a final ranking and just double check and maybe shuffle some things around once we see the whole landscape of the land. But fitness stuff, okay, I'm feeling better about where we're going. Okay, but now we're getting to toddler stuff. So toddler stuff, I imagine, only has stuff for toddlers. But I am gonna check just to be certain. So yeah, obviously nothing new for adults, for afro-textured or for non-afro-textured hairs. And then again, double checking for children, nothing, which makes sense. So for toddlers, what are we dealing with? Nothing. Okay, what about, So this is another one of those situations where I am pretty sure that the hair that came in toddler stuff was eventually moved to base game. So if I turn on base game, I am like 77% sure that this hair actually used to be in the toddler stuff pack exclusively, and then it got moved to base game. But unfortunately, that act is messing up my rankings because you can see on the front of the pack that the toddler is wearing that hairstyle. I am not happy. I think I asked earlier, how do we feel about them moving stuff from a pack to the base game? And this is actually like case in point of what I'm talking about, because I just am like, there are other hairstyles with the little bubble beads that could have been added to the game without taking something away from toddler stuff and giving us nothing new, especially for simmers who paid for this DLC. It's like I'm happy that everyone has access to a new afro-textured hair for the youth, but I feel like they could have just added another hair. That being said, I'm going to move toddler stuff to the beginning of the receased category, knowing that there was a history here where they actually did bring a new afro-textured hairstyle to the game, and it would have bumped it up to, honestly, that would have bumped it up to freedom because this was just a pack for toddlers, or maybe even civil rights. But I do feel like it's something representative in this ranking about the idea that instead of giving us a new afro-textured hair, they just pulled one from a paid DLC and gave it to everybody. Like, the energy around that is not giving freedom or all lives matter. But let's check out Laundry Day stuff. So did we get some new afro-textured hair for Laundry Day? Oh, I don't have that selected, so let me see. Okay, so looking at this right now as I'm clicking through, it's no. It's a no. It's a no. Kids don't really do laundry. Did kids get any new hairs in this one? No. And I'm assuming toddlers didn't get anything new as well. No. So this is just a pack that would have come with new hairs for adults, and we got none. And it's interesting because I feel like this one with the headband would be so cute for afro-textured hair. Like if you had a sim that had braids or had the dreads pulled up with a headband, like this same exact hairstyle, but with afro-textured. But no, we didn't get it. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in the middle. There wasn't that many new hairs that came with the pack, so I don't feel like super strongly about it. But when you think of Laundry Day as kind of like a chores pack, like I might pull my hair up when it comes to chores. I might put maybe a head wrap on or something. Like there's something that could have been done. I don't think it was. People with afro-textured hair were not considered. Okay, also, I don't even know. Does my first pet stuff come with new hairs? Because I know this pack also sent people in an uproar. Oh, there's several new hairs with this one. That's a surprise to me. And then, yeah, they're not tagged as afro-textured. Okay, cool. So we got 3 new hairs for adults in general. But what about for kids? Did they get anything? Nothing afro-textured. And okay, nothing for children at all. And then, yeah, nothing for toddlers. Okay, again, considering that we've got a few new hairs, but they weren't afro-textured, I'm not as offended, but yeah. So this can just sit right next to Laundry Day, honestly. Oh, we're running out of space in this category. Okay, well, let's check out Moschino stuff. Okay, so we got 4 new hairs in total for adults, but then what about afro-textured? I doubt we got anything for kids. No, nothing for kids. And then I also, like, why would we get anything for toddlers in this pack, right? Like, I understand that. Yeah, that being said, there's 4 new potential hairs that we could have gotten, and none of them are technically afro-textured. So, there's that. If you've made it this far in the video, let me know if you're at all surprised. How are you feeling? How are we feeling so far? I'm almost done. I'm like 2/3 of the way done at this point, and I am not shocked. I am a little bit like disappointed, maybe. Okay, what about Tiny Living stuff? Tiny Living stuff comes with 4 new hairs for adults and no new afro-textured hairs. Does anything come for kids with Tiny Living stuff? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, they all come for children. Tiny Living stuff is honestly, if nothing for the kids. Oh no. Oh no, even the toddlers. Oh my gosh. And none of it is tagged as afro-textured. Would I say that any of these hairs are afro-textured? I mean, no. But you mean to tell me that they did 4? Now, also, even looking at this, I'm like, how is this not tagged as afro-textured, but that one from Cool Kitchen stuff is tagged as afro-textured? Tiny Living stuff officially gonna be the most received pack that has come out for stuff packs. Because you mean to tell me that all of those different hairs came in that pack for adults, for kids, and for toddlers, and we didn't get not one of those tagged as afro-textured? That's wicked work. And yeah, we've officially run out of room. Also, just for making me mad, I'm moving Cool Kitchen stuff back down where it was supposed to, because I'm like, man, that one hair in Tiny Living, I'm like, they could have like faked that as like a 3B thing, and they didn't do it for Tiny Living. So no, you don't get the points for it for Cool Kitchen. But if I move this out of the All Lives Matter category, then that means that there's officially not enough space in the racist category for me to include it. So it's just gonna hover down here. All right, let's move on to Nifty Knitting. Okay, so Nifty Knitting came with 5 new hairs for adults and 1 new afro-textured hair. Oh my god, and this one's so cute. I like that these are bigger locks, that they're pushed to the side, and that they have the metal pieces in it. This is really cute. Actually, sometimes with these styles that like are this specific, it does feel a little strange. Like for some reason, this feels really big. I don't know. Putting it on my sim, I'm like a little less enamored with it, but we do have the edges here and that they're styled. So I think that's cute. Nothing, I guess, new that would be tagged as masculine, which is a little unfortunate. Does this hair come for kids? Yes. Oh, yes, it does. It does. Okay, cool. This is cute. And then let me see, for toddlers. No, not for toddlers. Did anything come for toddlers? Nothing came for toddlers in Nifty Knitting. So, say as you will about that. Okay, well, I would say that Nifty Knitting, I'm going to, what do I do? I was going to put it in Freedom. We got something for kids and we got something for adults. The only thing is, it wasn't both feminine and masculine. I do feel like maybe Nifty Knitting maybe moves up to Freedom. And it also, I have to decide if I'm going to move Movie Hangout up to Freedom as well, because I don't think any new hairs came for kids at all in that pack, but we did get an afro-textured hair. And so I'm thinking that this also needs to be bumped up. Like my rankings right now are feeling a little inconsistent, or like a little bit like I need to reevaluate. Okay, moving on to paranormal stuff. I'm pretty sure paranormal stuff does come with a new afro-textured hair. And bada boom, bada bam, there it is. Oh my goodness, it's looking like we have 2. So this is the hair that comes in paranormal stuff. And yeah, I mean, this looks really good in my opinion. I love the dreads. I love how long they are, that they twist into like a ponytail situation. That's really cool. And I love the shaved sides. Oh my gosh, this fade on the side. I love this. And then we got some waves here, which I love this as an option. And again, both of these hairs are tagged as masculine and feminine. Now, if this comes for kids, we might be in business. Oh, yes. Okay. The same hairs come here for children. I love that for us. Yes. No, this is great. This is fantastic. How many hairs even come in this pack? 4 new hairs come in this pack, 2 of which are tagged as afro-textured. For toddlers, I'm going to be surprised if nothing came for toddlers. And watch me eat my words, because the waves come for the baby. Oh my gosh. Y'all, paranormal stuff is giving me very much civil rights. And honestly, paranormal stuff might even be pushed to 40 Acres and a Mule. Now, the dreadlock style did not come to toddlers, and maybe that exact style did not need to be for toddlers, but some variation could have been for toddlers. But this is, I mean, paranormal stuff is trying to get up here. I'm gonna put it comfortably at civil rights. But again, this might be reconsidered. I would be shocked and appalled if I end up moving this to 40 Acres and a Mule. I did not think 40 Acres and a Mule was actually attainable for this franchise. I am not even gonna hold you. But paranormal stuff, for what the pack theme is, I am surprised. Okay, so now we're getting into Home Chef Hustle, which is the first stuff pack that came back after years of a stuff pack hiatus. And we have what looks like 4 different afro-textured hairs tagged as feminine. Okay, they're all tagged as feminine. Just to compare, we have 4 new afro-textured hairs, 7 new hairs in total. Now, the hairs that we have here is basically one hair with the variant with the head wrap. Remember earlier when I was talking about laundry day stuff and having the headband and we needed the afro-textured version with the headband? This is what I'm talking about. So we have this hair with the like head wrap part with the twist going to the side in both fashion color and non-fashion colors. And then we have the same hairstyle in non-fashion color and in fashion color without the headband. Oh, and with these little clips to the side. Now this hairstyle, I'm not even gonna hold you, is not necessarily my favorite. I don't think that the Sims hair would fall like this swoopy at this length. I almost wish it was like a little bit longer. Also, something about the parting here and like how this looks is also not my favorite. This isn't my favorite hair. I don't think I've used this. I like it better with the head wrap around it. I think this makes sense to me, but without the head wrap, I just think it's not as cute. That's my personal taste. You guys might like it. I'm just saying, like, for me personally, I'm not sure about this. Did this hair come for children? Yes, it did. Ooh. Okay, so we got the natural hair colors both with the head wrap and without the head wrap for children. It is tagged as feminine, so we didn't get any new hairs tagged as masculine for this pack, but did it come for the babies? It didn't. It's the babies. Okay. I mean, Home Chef Hustle is about as freedom-y as we're gonna get, right? Like, maybe up to civil rights. We did get the hairs. No, it can't be up to civil rights. This one had one for toddlers. So I'm going to put Home Chef Hustle distinctly in the front of freedom, considering we did get hairs for adults and for children, even though it was only tagged as feminine. But again, don't hold your breath right now because I might have to like go back to these. And the last pack that I need to rank is Crystal Creations, which is the latest stuff pack that we got. It's honestly one of my favorite stuff packs. I did a whole let's play around Crystal Creations. I really like it. That being said, let's see what the damage is when it comes to afro-textured hairs. Oh, that's right. We got one. We got one new afro-textured hair tagged as feminine. Yes, that I did use in that let's play as well. I would say that this has like a kinky texture, like the way that it's rendered in the actual hair. The roots to me are not necessarily like coily kinky, but this does kind of read like a 4A, maybe a 3C-ish kind of 3B, 3C. I can see this being tagged as afro-textured specifically. The hair itself looks kinky. How many hairs came in this pack? Okay, yeah. I mean, we did get 5 hairs total, but one of them was afro-textured. It would have been nice to maybe get one that was tagged as masculine for afro-textured, but let's see. Did the same hair come for children? Yes. Oh, I love this. Okay, we got the same hair for kids. This is so cute. And then what about for toddlers? Nothing? Anything for toddlers? Okay, no new hairs came for toddlers. So considering no new hairs came for toddlers, this is a freedom moment. More than all lives matter, or is it, again, it's hard because when we get something for different age groups, but not for masculine and feminine tags, I'm always like, okay, is that all lives matter or freedom? All lives matter or freedom? Maybe I'll put this at the front of all lives matter. So let's take a second look at these these 7 out of 20 packs. And basically I'm like, am I giving these a fair shake? Was I judging some more harshly than others, even though they're effectively the same? Okay, y'all. So these are the final rankings. I ended up putting paranormal stuff at the front of civil rights. Paranormal stuff is leading the charge. And honestly, I would have pushed my fam up to 40 Acres and a Mule if only we had that same hair that was tagged as feminine for toddlers as well. Right after that, maybe controversial to y'all, is movie hangout stuff. This pack only came with new hairs for adults, and one of those hairs was an afro-textured hair that they recolored both fashion and natural hairstyle colors. So I think in context of what the pack is, that's pretty good for representation. I'm giving it civil rights. Next, we have the fitness stuff pack that I'm putting at the beginning of Freedom because they have a really good afro-textured hair that comes with this pack. We only got a couple of hairs for adults with this pack, but they didn't recolor it like movie hangout stuff, so I didn't want to push it up to civil rights. With Nifty Knitting and with Crystal Creations, we got one new hair for adults and for children that was tagged as afro-textured, but unfortunately, it was only for feminine tag sims. And same sort of thing with Home Chef Hustle. And Home Chef Hustle I actually have at the end of Freedom, specifically because they did make a new hair for toddlers, but they didn't make a new afro-textured hair for toddlers, and I thought that was kind of messed up. And then in the All Lives Matter category, I put backyard stuff. And that's because they give us a lot of new hairs for kids, but none of them were afro-textured, and I didn't like that. But they technically did give us a hair for adults. And then I renamed the racist category to Racist Seriously, EA? Because the fact that more than half of the stuff packs have no afro-textured hair representation at all in 2025 is crazy. I did put toddler stuff at the beginning because it might have been bumped up to like Freedom or Civil Rights for the pack itself. But then the Sims team made the decision to bring that hair from the toddler stuff pack to the base game without providing us a new afro-textured hair. And then honestly, the rest of these more or less are the same. I felt some type of way about Tiny Living stuff with afro-textured hair, but all of them, these are all the same to me, more or less. That we ain't got no new representation with these. It's messed up. It's messed up. But what do you guys think about my rankings? Would you change anything? Where would you put the packs based on what you saw here today? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't watched it yet, I did this very same thing, but with the expansion packs. So that video is already up. You can check it out now. And I also already went CC shopping for afro-textured hair because clearly the Sims team is not trying to help your girl out. So I had to go CC shopping and that video is up as well too. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video, and turn on the post notifications so you know when my next video goes up. I go live weekly on this channel as well, so you're gonna wanna be subscribed for all those shenanigans. And there's more fun to be had on my channel. Check out the other videos on my channel now. And until next time, y'all, dag dag.